What's going on, everyone? Today we are going to go over how to fix a hook and go over a couple of feels to help you rotate a little bit more efficiently. So as a fellow hooker of the golf ball myself, there are way too many anti-slice videos on the internet. So we are going to go over the exact feel I've been working on for the past 5 or 6 months, which has really helped me get rid of the big two-way miss with the big block out to the right or the big flip of the club face and hitting that big snap hook. So first we're going to go over what causes this, and second we're going to go over a couple of feels. So the first thing to understand is rotation is something that is typically going to get the hand path working a little bit more out in front of us. So if I get up to the top and I have no lateral tilt, where I'm not crunching down to my right side for a right-handed player and I'm purely rotating, typically what that's going to do is get the hands working very over the top. So you want to have a little bit of a blend, but some players, me in particular in this case as well, have a tendency where as I turn, I really get these hips pushing up towards the ceiling and I start to get the upper body leaning back this direction. And this is going to get a lot of players starting to tilt back too much. So if rotation is something that gets these hands working a little bit more out in front of us, if we purely tilt without rotating, these hands are going to drop. So what this is going to do is get players into a position where they're a little bit too stuck. So if I get up to the top, don't rotate much, but purely start to tilt, now you can see this club has gotten stuck back behind my hands, haven't rotated my body very open, and that is where you are going to get that big in-out path where you are going to hit shots that start way out to the right. If you don't roll that face over, you're going to hit these big, massive blocks. If you get stuck and kind of flip that face shut and push this elbow around the corner there, that club face is going to close down. You're going to have a closed face, massive into-out path, and then you're going to start hitting these big sweeping snap hooks, speaking from personal experience. So not a fun place to be. So what we're going to do is talk about a feel to get rid of so much of the tilting with the pelvis and the upper body here. So some players like thinking about the hips, some like thinking about the shoulders, some like thinking about both. So the first feel is going to be if you took an alignment stick and ran it through your belt loops here. I want you to go up to the top of your backswing, and what we want to feel is like we are turning this stick a little bit more level to the ground. So if players have a tendency of starting to slide and getting stuck back behind this thing, typically what happens is as we start to tilt and slide, the stick is going to start pointing itself up towards the ceiling. The feel that you have to have is feeling like this club stays a little bit, or the stick stays a little bit more level to the ground as you turn, and you can see the difference of how my hands will move here. If I tilt, hands are going to have a lot of drop to them. That's going to get you stuck inside. As you keep this stick a little bit more level to the ground and rotate, that is going to get the hands a little bit more out in front of you. That's exactly what you need. If you're someone that's too stuck underneath of it, swinging into out, you need to add a little more rotation to feel these hands work a little bit more in front, and that's going to be a little bit more of a fade bias move to help neutralize that ball flight. The shoulders, on the other hand, it's the same exact feel where you can hold a stick or a club up across your chest, make a backswing, but what we don't want to do is start to tilt this stick up towards the ceiling. You can see, same exact pattern. If I get up to the top and start to tilt, that is going to get my hands dropping too low. I'm going to get stuck back behind it, versus if I really feel my front shoulder turn more level to the ground, trying to keep this stick down to the ground, not pointing away from it, that's going to help my hands get much more in front of me. Or you can combine the two. So if you like thinking about both, you can throw an alignment stick through the belt loops, you can throw another alignment stick or a club up across your chest, get up to the top of the swing, and you want to feel like these sticks stay pointing down towards the ground as you turn, rather than starting to tilt up towards the ceiling where you're going to get yourself stuck. You can feel like these sticks stay down a little longer, and as you do that, that is going to get that club path in a much more neutral position. So if I do that with a club in my hand, what you are going to see is if I get up to the top, again, if I have a lot of slide, club is going to get stuck back behind me here. But if I start to feel like I turn my front hip and my front shoulder a little more level to the ground, typically what's going to happen is it's going to get you into a nice happy medium where that club is a little bit more in line with the hands, not so far back behind you here with this elbow tucked back behind the body. Arms will be more in front of the body, club head will be more in line with the hands here, and now you can really continue to rotate, getting that club to exit a little bit lower around the body rather than this kind of stalled out high flippy release here. So I know I typically do not like using myself as an example, but this is the exact feel I've been working with and have had a lot of experience with this one the past few months. Club path started pretty consistently 5 to 6 degrees out to this right side here. Really was struggling with the two-way miss the past couple of years, but this feel seemed to click and got that path more down to 0 to 1 degrees into out. So makes a massive, massive difference. When it comes to rehearsing this, This is where it can be a tricky one, and you really have to feel like you over-exaggerate it, where when you have a club in your hands, when you get up to the top, pre-shot routine-wise, you almost have to feel like that club is working a little more over the top and out in front of you, feeling that lead shoulder and lead hip turn a little bit more level to the ground. And then when you actually go to hit a shot, you will see that the swing is going to be nowhere close to that, but reels versus feels are going to be very different. So we'll go ahead and try to hit one here. And that club path there was 2.3 and out. Nice little baby draw, pretty neutral ball flight there. So that was not the case a couple months ago. That was usually a big sweeping draw there with a path that was 5 or 6 degrees into out. So if you are someone that struggles with the hook, that is how I would go after the club path. Club face, if it is closing down a little bit, is a different topic, but hope that helps. And if you have any questions, let me know.